Hey everybody, my name's Mansal, I'm with Nootropedia, and today we're going to talk about a very specific experience and an entheogen, also could be considered a nootropic, that I have recently used called ayahuasca. And this video is specifically going to dive into my personal experience, how that experience might translate to you, and just giving you an idea of what I've learned, the things that I've taken from this experience, and how it might be an impactful choice for you. Now, this trip has been by far one of the most impactful things that I've ever done. Now, the reason it's been so impactful is not just because of the ayahuasca, but because of the container that was created. I went with 12 very close male friends, many of them whom I know from home, and we went into this journey together to seek a deeper sense of brotherhood, to seek within ourselves an understanding of ourselves, and to do so with a shaman that has a lot of experience working with the medicine, a lot of experience working with shamans in South America to really understand kind of the best ways of utilizing this medicine, in addition to a number of other different modalities that he has learned and brought into this space. So I want to be clear that the shaman and the space that I have used is as important, if not more important, than the ayahuasca itself. As some of you know, not more than 4 or 5 days before I went to this ayahuasca ceremony, I broke up with my girlfriend of about 2 years, and I was obviously troubled by such recent events, and my ayahuasca ceremonies often had a more dark or negative side to them as a result. So this first clip is the day after my first ceremony, and it is in the retreat setting where I spent these 6 days with 12 close friends. Today was the first day of well, it's the second day. It's the first ceremony is over, and I just wanted to express a truth that we all live with, and that is, no matter how happy we are, no matter how grateful we are for the things in our life, we inevitably will have sadness, and allowing ourselves the opportunity to process that sadness is an incredibly powerful choice and practice. And whether it's emotional, whatever the case may be, that pain, that sadness has to come out, and otherwise it will get in our way. It'll create fears, anxieties, tensions that prevent us from being our best selves, performing our best, and that is the main message that I have from day one at this retreat. Day two, my experience was even more profound than day one. I took more medicine, and there were a lot of things that came up for me. It was a very dark ceremony, but some things came up, including self-trust and trusting my body as much as I trust my brain and all the knowledge and things that I read and reason. I also need to trust my body, how it feels, and be more in tune with my body. I also had a number of different, aspects of self-love come into play, different messages that ayahuasca wanted me to learn about loving myself, about forgiving myself, and about taking the space that I need with my former partner so that I can not only protect myself, but also still honor the togetherness, the love that I had for my former partner in this space. One thing that I did experience, which was quite profound, and I think many people can also experience similar events, is I thought of my first memory when I was either 4 or 5 years old, and I remember it distinctly in the process of doing ayahuasca, I visualized that memory, and as I was peaking or climaxing during my ayahuasca trip, I saw that image and it made me purge. And it was an energetic purge where I was really releasing, hopefully, a lot of the trauma that came from that specific event. Now, I'm not saying everybody's going to have that experience, but it's something that many people have discussed. It's a way that ayahuasca can be really helpful for, helping to solve longer-term depression, anxiety, and problems like that. After a day of rest, we went into day 4, which was a daytime ceremony, and it was actually a ceremony that we did on a 4 or 5 hour hike. And I remember taking the ayahuasca, starting to go on this hike, and there was a period when I was sitting down with 11 of my close friends. The shaman was playing a flute, and I was overlooking the beautiful Ojai Mountains, and there was a feeling that came to me in that moment, and it was home. It felt like being at home, to be with people who are close to me, to be listening to more traditional types of music, and to be outside in nature. And I think it's an important message that I want to bring into my daily life. I live in Austin, Texas, in the middle of the city, and any opportunity that I can to connect with male or female friends in nature is going to be something that is meaningful for me, and I think it's meaningful for everybody because it's something that we've experienced for so many hundreds of thousands of years until today. Whereas the couple of nights before, when I did ayahuasca, the past came up and I was able to release a lot of the past. Something in the future came to me on this 4 to 5 hour walk, and I saw it very vividly, very clearly, and I could see how to implement things and when I wanted to. And so it gave me this motivation and this inspiration to apply myself to create this event in the future, and I'm really thankful to ayahuasca for that experience. Because the shaman did such a great job in setting the context for that retreat, he really helped to provide me an understanding of how to hold space, how to support others in the way that they desire to be supported, not in the way that I feel they want to be supported. So it is really kind of hard to understand for you, the audience, exactly how that felt, but just imagine being able to hold a concept like, how can I hold space for you, how can I support you, but really truly feeling it in the depths of your heart, in your soul. And that is a difference that sticks with you. It resonates on a longer term, longer scale, and it makes it so that you can actually implement these things in your day-to-day life. There were actually 2 more ceremonies, one later that night, so we had 2 ceremonies in one day, and then also a final ceremony the next day. I won't go into too many details, but they were both, in many ways, also quite dark. I had experiences where I just felt sadness, I felt a lot of resistance, I felt a lot of trauma that was coming up, and there was, some self-judgment around how dark the ceremonies were for me compared to many of the other people, but I had to be realistic that I had just lost a partner only a few days beforehand, and if I'm honest, I'm happy about that, because one of the greatest fears that I face, maybe many of you also face, is a fear of abandonment and a fear of being left alone, and that is something that I had to face head on in this experience. The universe, God, whatever source of the divine energy you feel called to, it obviously wanted me to learn that and go through that, and I had to work through a lot of these dark things in order to come out the other side a more light individual. And I want you to also understand that this isn't going to be the experience that everybody has. Mine was very unique, yours is going to be very unique, but no matter what the case is, you will probably come out on the other end with tools, whether they're mental tools, whether they're just, being able to get rid of certain emotions that are going to help you in your life moving forward. And I don't just mean help you to be better at your work or or you make more money, but I mean really be a better person. There are a lot of things that are involved with being a better person, and it's hard to create any kind of objective understanding of what that truly is. Yet, it is important to do this type of work, to see the boundaries of our own mind, to push beyond them, be better people, hopefully more connected people, so that we can provide more good into this world. And that's one of the things that I'm incredibly grateful for. I have this opportunity to share with you this experience that I've had, hopefully share with you enough to help you maybe seek it on your own, find how to improve yourself on your own, and make this world a better place. There's a lot of really sad and horrible things going on in this world, but taking responsibility for yourself and challenging yourself psychologically, physically, mentally is something that's going to make you a better person. It's going to help you grow, and it's going to help the world. So I hope that at the very least my experience has been useful. And the next video, I'll talk a little bit more about the science and a little bit more about how you can see longer term benefits according to much of the research that is showing how effective this combination can be. I'll see you next time, guys. Don't you just love that? This is from the Yawanawa Indians. Amazing. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful beat.